Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Let's Play Pokemon Black. I'm your host, the Gamer. In the last episode, we kind of just finished off the rest of Challenger's Cave, and I came here to mess around until the end of the last episode because we kind of just didn't want to spoil a lot of the stuff that we're going to be doing in this episode. So what we're going to be doing in this episode is we're going to be taking on two of the remaining trainers that we can take care of in this game. Kind of wanted to take care of them after the Elite Four, but I figured we would get two of these out of the way because there's two after the Elite Four that you can only do after you actually beat the Elite Four and actually become a true champion this time. So, I mean, that's something that we're going to be sitting here doing. The first of the most powerful trainers in this game sits here in Castelia City, in the building where you can find or obtain Zura. Now, because I don't remember if we've talked to all the people on this floor or not, I plan on doing so now. Just to kind of make sure it's out of the way and that we've actually done it. I'm almost positive we did because I'm pretty sure we heard the music that you're about to hear, and then you know, I think I mentioned how badass it is or whatever. Anyways, this guy here, he says, "Oh, you've become strong," and as a result, he acknowledges the fact that you're obviously good at Pokemon, so he's willing to battle you. So as you saw, I changed up my lead, because I do know what he leads with. He leads with a Liepard, and we all know, or should know by now, what Liepards do. They use Fake Out. So, because even with Swords Dance, we can't really do anything other than just get flinched. Instead of getting flinched trying to go for the Swords Dance, we decided to just use an X item to get that power boost. You guys are going to see what a +1 Excadrill is capable of doing to an entire team. Given the chance that it's allowed to set up. Staying in on the Simipour was kind of risky on my part, but I mean, it worked out. Earthquake Stab with a +1 in attack seems kind of good. Believe it or not, I had a few problems with recording, and the last time that I recorded, I got as far as about right here, where I ended up accidentally using X's on the Fire Monkey because for some reason I thought it was Simisage. Yes, this trainer does have Simisage. And for those of you who didn't know, just by the trainer's name, he is actually someone from Game Freak. So it's kind of cool that they put in someone from Game Freak into the game to battle, despite the fact that his Pokemon are kind of weak / lame / whatever you really want to call it. I guess it comes down to personal preference, but I mean, at the same time, it's kind of an easier fight. It's a lot easier than the other fight that we're going to be doing in this episode. So I mean, I really don't know what else to say. But yeah, a +1 Excadrill can really mess up a team. Of course, there is also a 10 level difference. And yes, I'm sure you all already noticed that everything on my team is now at level 85. I did do a bunch of off-screen training. Odd enough for the win. But yeah, so Game Freak Morimoto, you can play or battle him every day. There's no, like, how do I put it? There's no restrictions on how many times, you know, throughout the week or day or, okay, well, day, yeah, obviously you can only do it once per day. But I mean, like, you know, every day, every week, you know, every month, like you can do it every day, all day, every day, basically. Just not all day, I guess, but once a day, every day. One of those type of weird phrases or whatever. So yeah, one of the other trainers that I wanted to see if was actually accessible before we beat the Elite Four, he shows up here. And by here I don't mean this Bulgor, even though I was very, very tempted to kill this thing. One of the powerful trainers that you get to battle makes an appearance there, as opposed to you know, the other two that we actually end up fighting. At least in this episode. So the only other trainer that we can actually battle as of right now that's quote-unquote powerful, I'm sure you remember this trainer very well, but first what we're going to do is heal. I mean, we did battle, even though the only thing we really used was you know, Excadrill. You kind of want to go full, how do I put it? You want to kind of go in at full power, because if you're not going in full power, then you might as well go home, because you really do need to be prepared for this fight. Yeah, I remember when this game first came out, this fight proved to be kind of difficult for some people, just because of some of like the new Pokemon that she has, as well as me losing my voice. But anyways, as a result of her gaining like 1 or 2 new Pokemon, I think it was only like 1 new Pokemon, but due to her getting a new Pokemon, as well as like the new abilities, new moves, and stuff like that, her team, it got a really good improvement. So obviously I wasn't sure what the Spiritomb was going to go for, so I kind of risked it and went for the Swords Dance. Luckily the Will-O-Wisp missed, and I got the opportunity to go for a neutral X-Scissor, so that's kind of good. I mean, we got rid of Spiritomb, which is a neutral to everything in this game, unless you hack it and give it Wonder Guard, in which case you're kind of screwed. You can't do anything to it outside of Status Affliction, and as long as that can be continuously healed, there's not much you can really do about it. Sorry, I had to yawn. It's kind of, as you can see, like 11:34 on the DS thing to, you know, your recording. I have been up an hour, no, about 2 hours later than I was yesterday. So, I mean, kind of trying to push it to make sure that I'm on a decent sleep schedule, because obviously our next Let's Play is going to be starting probably in the next week or two. I may need a week to prep it, get like all like the overlay and all that other stuff done, you know, things like that, but it shouldn't be that much of a problem. But still, it's something I'm gonna either need to start working on later this week, so that way I can start it next week, or, you know, because I'm pretty sure I have everything planned out properly in my head, unless I'm like out of it right now and it's actually Wednesday, not Tuesday for some reason, even though I'm almost positive that it's actually, yeah, Tuesday. So, I mean, the way I had figured that I would do this, Tuesday means 4 days left of the week, so we're probably going to do 2 members of the Elite Four tomorrow, and then 2 the day after, and then the remaining 2 quote-unquote powerful trainers in the game, because it's about all the relevant stuff that really needs to be done in this game. Of course, I don't want to spoil it, but anyone that's played the game before already kind of knows what, you know, what is what, so I mean, I really don't know what else to say about that. This was kind of risky on my part. I not only did I not expect it to do this much damage with the crit, of course, but I kind of didn't expect the Rock Slide to just fail on me here. And by here I mean like last turn, not this turn, because obviously it connects and kills the Braviary. But I mean, kind of just, you know, wanted to just hit it with Rock Slide the first time, potentially go for the flinch, because I'm pretty sure it could have survived. Not entirely sure if it would have, but I'm almost positive that there was a very slight chance that it would have. It was probably like a 95% chance to Oko or something like that. Again, I'm not entirely sure, and I'm just shooting numbers out my ass here. Not really sure if, you know, that's kind of a thing. So here's another risk that I decided to take. We all know that my Chandelure carries Will-O-Wisp. Figured that I would go for it, knowing that, you know, getting its attack stat dropped as well as some residual damage would be really nice. I missed the first time, kind of, you know, Rock Slide blues type of shit, where, you know, it's like, wah, cry more. Luckily, second time, again, it connects, so I kind of risk him going for the Dragon move here, and bring in the Reshiram. I probably made a huge mistake on doing so. I think this was one of the misplays that I made in this fight. Instead of Reshiram, I should have brought in, what's it called, Samurott, because at least then I could have taken like a half damage physical move from the Garchomp and being able to just hit it with an Ice Beam, because we have Ice Beam on it now, of course. So, I mean, that's kind of a thing. Anyway, her last Pokemon being an Electros. This thing, again, when this generation first came out, Electros was very threatening on the surface. The reason for this is because this thing only has one weakness, and that is ground. However, its ability is Levitate, which, as I'm sure any competitive battler knows, or anyone that's been in the game long enough for abilities to be a part of the game, they would know that Levitate is an ability that prevents ground from hitting. So literally it's a Pokemon that takes only neutral damage, and as long as it's got the bulk and whatnot for it, it kind of just says, oh hey, I'm just going to sit here and hit you with all these coverage moves, because it has things like Acrobatics, Flamethrower, you know, obviously Stab, Thunderbolt, Tor Thunder if you really want to go that route. It just has a lot of stupid shit that it's capable of. So, I mean, I really don't know what to say about Electros. Kind of something that, you know, I feel like it was kind of a letdown, because the longer, or like the further we got into Generation 5, obviously it proved to be not as threatening as we thought it might be, or that it could be, because of its ability as well as its typing, of course. I would have loved to have seen it like get more play, but it just didn't, and it hasn't yet either. So I mean, it's just kind of sitting there being barely used at all, if at all. Anyway, so what I said before, I'm going to reiterate. In the next episode, we're going to probably take on the first 2 members of the Elite Four, and then we'll take on the remaining 2 in the episode after that, as well as probably the champion. I'm not entirely sure. And then the episode after that will probably be the finale, assuming that everything plays out the way I want it to. So, I mean, that's kind of a thing. I'm sure that's how my schedule's going to end up playing out anyway. We'll have to see how the battles and stuff go. So, yeah. Until next time, this is the PokeGamer signing out. Oh, and if you haven't already, don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe. So, yeah. Until next time, the PokeGamer signing out.